needles, and I'm continuing with my orange monster, but I've sort of got to the stage where I thought I might put on the eyes. And okay, I'll just grab the photo again, in case you don't know what I'm talking about. No, Maggie, leave the camera alone. Ah, dear. No, 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 no. He says I'm going to touch it all I like because I just am. No, 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 no. Oh, dear. Yes. No, no running off with that either. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Yep, just keep going. Keep going. Why can't I find this photo? Oh, dear. I probably passed it. No, I can't find it now. Oh, that's silly. I know it was here. Oh, there it is. Went past it twice. Okay. This is the monster in question. And I'll just, will that help? Ooh, dark. This is a monster in question that I am making. So, just so to refresh the memories of people that might not be aware. And so I got some of my shiny blue eyes. And these ones are good actually because I've got shiny blue eyes and they got off-center, I don't know if you can see, off-center pupils. So on the monster in the video, in the photo, is a bit, whatchamacallit, cross-eyed. So this would be good. I can make this monster a little bit more, I can make him cross-eyed if I want to, so he looks more like the photo. Now I always thought when you put these ends on, you did it like that. But apparently not. Apparently safety eyes go like that. Or so I've been told. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But as this isn't going to be for a child, I'm not worried. But you really can't see the blue very well. But, you know, maybe it'll be better when it's in the background. So, let's try and get these in. Now this is the front. Thought I wanted to put it in that sort of space, that line there. I'm going to need to make a hole bigger, aren't I, to get me eye into. Because these are quite big eyes. Oh, am I going to be able to get this in? Oh, this could be a problem. Do I have to do like a buttonhole for the eye? Maybe I have to, oh, that's annoying. I might have to unravel just to get the eye in. Because it's not going to go in easily, is it? Oh, got it. I haven't lost any of the other bits. Alright, so let's push down on the material. Okay. I think that's a good spot for the eye. I don't know. I was hoping you'd see the blueness of the eye a bit better, but beggars can't be choosers. Now, if I look at the photo, the eyes are fairly close together. So I'm going to try and get these close together as well. I want them actually touching. Oh dear. Are these usually this hard to get on? Or is it just because my hands are not that strong? Okay. Yep, perfect. Because I want them right next to each other, like that. And turn it so that the Oops, I don't want to scratch the eyes. I wanted to turn it so that the looks cross-eyed. I can do that at any stage though. Rightio. There, don't run away from me. Now, 1. Okay. Now this could be a problem. Click, click. Okay. And yeah, the eyeball needs to be turned around a bit. This one, can I turn it around? Oh, maybe not. Yes. Oh, just. Okay. There's my eyes. I need white, didn't I, really, behind that? Oh well. He's got blue eyes anyway. And I just need to do his horn on his head. But I will continue with his body, because I've still got to just keep going straight now. I'm probably not going to be able to stuff him really until the very last moment, because his body is just like a big cylinder. Okay. Anyway, day 6 of, no, day 7, because I usually make these the day before, don't I? Been busy today, making YouTubey videos. You know, like, not YouTubey videos, I'm doing that now. I mean, intros and that sort of stuff. That Canva, oh dear. This isn't looking, oh dear, so it's not. Now my thingy's broken, which isn't surprising because I do drop it every few seconds. That screw needs tightening, and I don't think I have a screw. Oh dear. I'll use a nail file, an eyebrow tweezer, because if you haven't got a, is it a Phillips head? Is it a Phillips head that has the, you know, the flat, or is that the star that has the flat? I can never remember. Anyway, and you might wonder, why have I got tweezers so handy? Well, I will tell you. They are brilliant for plucking out my hair and my cat's hair from my work when it gets stuck in there, which happens quite often. So, here we go. At the moment, I'm just doing 1 stitch in each stitch and just continuing on the body. Not sure when I'll do the arms, but yeah. I don't know. I'm not overly happy with the eyes, but I guess, you know, just don't get too pedantic about it, Sam. Yeah, I do have to speak to myself in the third person sometimes, because I really don't listen to good advice very often. Dearie me. Yeah, and I stress about things I shouldn't stress about. We all know what stress can do to your body. Ugh, unbelievably bad things. Well, it was 30 degrees today, which I believe was either 83 or 86 in Fahrenheit. And then it dropped to, because we get sudden drops in temperature. I don't know how, you know, if you get really sort of sudden drops in temperature where you are, but now it's 59 degrees, and like it dropped, which is 15 degrees Celsius, but it dropped to that from 30 in about an hour. maybe 2 hours. I kind of lost track of time this afternoon, I must admit, which is good. I don't mind losing track of time. It means you're busy and your brain's busy, and when your brain's busy, you don't have to stress and worry about things. So there you go. I spend a good 10-15 minutes going through my subscription list. Now the election's over in the US, I can unsubscribe from all the various news stations I was subscribed to, because yeah, don't need to know now what's going on, do I? So yeah. So that's not. I'm gonna have to sort of stop it, sort of. Oh, I don't know. Stop stressing about it. Stop stressing about it. I keep looking at my eyeballs and getting stressed. Anyway, so how was your day, peoples? What have you been making? What have you been up to? Apart from going to vote, which we shall not speak of any longer now that it's over with, and that's good. Decision's been made, and you know, we have an attitude here that you know, in Australia, that if your party doesn't get in, it's just like, nah, okay, it's only gonna be a maximum of 4 years. And we're fortunate because we have a I think we're lucky. We have a Senate, but we also have a, you have a Congress, but we have a House of Commons, which is the Parliament. Oh, I don't know. I get confused with all the terminology, but you know, currently, you know, we do get a lot of cross voting, like you know, one party will often, you know, vote for the other party's policies if they're, you know, if it's a policy that they agree with. There's none of this you know, silliness with, you know, oh, we're not going to, you know, vote for that policy just because you know, you put it forward. You know what I mean? We don't have any of that here, so that's good. But anyway, I digress. I want to make one of those spiders. You know, those tiny little spiders, the jumping spiders, that are quite cute. Anyway, I was talking about the weather, and then I got distracted. And the reason why I mentioned the weather is because I've opened the window, and it is just deadly quiet here again. I mean, it is 11 p.m. at night, so it's not surprising that it's so quiet, but yeah. And I'm hoping to be able to stay awake until Miss C comes on. So, but that's, I think, 3 or 4 a.m. for me, so I've still got quite a ways to go. But, you know, it's not unheard of for me to stay awake all night. Speaking of staying awake all night, I can always just pour myself another cup of coffee. That probably will help. I was going to do a silent crochet video, but oh well, so much for that, hey? Maybe next time. bits of fluff everywhere. I've got bits of cat fluff everywhere. I really do. But yeah, windows open. And now it's actually a little bit chilly, if anything. So I'm thinking I might need to have to close it. There you go. Very angry bird. Wow. It sounded a bit like a cockatoo, I think. Not that I know anything about birds. We get cockatoos here because we've got a farm nearby, and a certain time of the day, not usually this time of the night, but usually at about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, or whenever the temperature cools down, you suddenly get the cockatoos fly overhead in a big flock, and they go to the farm to create havoc over there. They're very, I'm talking about the white cockatoos with the yellow crest on top. They are very destructive. They can. My mum and dad had have a bird feeder, and they put out seeds, and one cockatoo went, "Oh, food," and it flew down and it ate some food and it went away, and that was fine. And my mum was quite happy. Oh, we had a cockatoo in the garden today. La, 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 la. And he told a mate, who told a mate, who told a mate. And the next thing you know, we've got a flock of them in the garden. And when the food ran out, it's almost like they trashed the place. You can imagine them, a hungry horde of musicians on tour, and in a hotel room, and suddenly the food's run out, and so they trashed the hotel room. And that's pretty much what they did to this bird feeder. They just absolutely went to town on it. And when that was done, they started having a go at the fence, because they got mighty strong beaks, and they started hacking at the fence. So yeah, Mum and Dad stopped putting seed out for a while then. But yeah, we usually see them fly one way in the mornings and come back, and then go back again in the afternoons when it cools down. But they do a lot of destruction to farmers' properties, which is a shame. We only get I get a few rosellas. I've seen a few rosellas here. Not many. Down where my mum and dad lived, in Rye, or Rosebud, which is sort of right down on the bottom of the Mornington Peninsula, there was a magpie that used to come to my mum's house, mum and dad's house, and my mum would go and feed it only during the winter, and not every day, because you shouldn't feed any bird every day. But they, I think she used to give it meat. She checked. I know she checked with the vet what you should give a magpie. And so, yeah, she gave it meat, and my dad actually made a perch for it. And so this magpie would come swooping down, sit on the kitchen windowsill outside, tap on the window to let my mum know that he or she was there, and then she'd go out with a bit of minced meat or whatever, nothing sort of processed, or you don't go out there with a piece of bologna or anything. It was proper real meat, but it was like minced meat or whatever, chunk of chicken or something, usually raw, I think. Anyway, so she'd go out to feed him, and he'd be sitting on his little perch that my dad had made. And then, wouldn't see them for a while. And then they came back with 2 little babies. And it's almost like, you know, I don't know what, once again, whether it was the mum or the dad. I'm going to say it was the mum, because I don't think magpie fathers do much to raise the magpie babies. But yeah, so the magpie mum came back with the 2 babies, as if to sort of say, oh, look, I've got 2 babies now. And then, as you know, sort of saying to the babies, okay, this is what we do. Tap on the window. Then we go and sit on this perch. And this lovely lady comes out and feeds us. And, of course, when Mum and Dad moved from there, they actually, you know, they told the new owners all about the bird. And, you know, they said, you know, this is what may happen, and yada, yada, yada. And, you know, we do feed him, or her, but not daily, because obviously you're not supposed to feed them, you know, and all the rest of it. Gave them the whole spiel and everything. So I hope they kept it up. I hope they did keep it up, because, you know, they would have had to, because, you know, for a few years, you know, my mum had the mum come back, and then the babies, and then possibly the babies. So, but of course, you know, as the babies come back, you know, the mums, you know, the older ones have possibly died off by then. I'm not sure how long magpies live. But they're very intelligent animals, birds, the magpie. They just can be very aggressive during spring, during mating season and laying season. Because if you go anywhere near their nest, they will swoop down and peck at you. You know, you might have, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on YouTube where, you know, a postman is wearing a helmet, and it's got metal spikes coming out of it, because the magpie literally comes down and pecks at your face. It will poke your eyes out if it has a chance to, and all he's doing is delivering the mail and riding past, you know, obviously riding past the tree or near the tree where the nest is, and that's enough to get him, you know, aggro enough to come down and say, you know, go away. So, yeah, very aggressive birds they can be, but yeah. So that used to be quite fun. And of course my kids loved it when they were little, and my mum would sort of get them to feed the birds when they came. Yeah, because they had quite a large property. And they caught a budgie once. We think it was someone's escaped budgie, but there was a budgie once in their garden. But it was quite, they figured it was quite tame because it actually came down to them. So my dad went to the local op shop, which I think you Americans call Goodwill shop. We call them op shop, opportunity shops. Op. We like to abbreviate everything in Australia. And yeah, he picked up an old bird cage, and he put it outside with the door open to see if the bird would get in. And the bird did. And so, you know, my dad assumed, or parents assumed, that it must have been a tame one that had escaped. And every bird we've ever had, we've called Billy. Doesn't matter, budgie, I mean, because we've always had, we used to have budgies as kids before we got a dog, our first dog, when I was about 8, 9, I guess. And, yeah. But, yeah, so. But I better not think about that dog, because, yeah. Anyway, these stitches are very, very tight and small, but that's good because I don't want any of the stuffing showing through. Ravens are another very smart bird too. blackbirds, ravens, whatever. I don't know what the difference is between them, but I once watched a documentary, and I'm sure it was ravens. They called them ravens. And they had like food puzzles. You know how you get like little food puzzles for your dog or cat or whatever? Well, they'd set up these food puzzles for these birds. And like, you know, there'd be food in a jar, and the food was attached to a piece of string, and the string was hanging out of the jar. Well, the bird knew that if they pulled on the string, the food would come out. You know, I mean, it's just, yeah. So when someone calls you bird brain, say, thank you very much. I'm very intelligent, thank you. So, I get a bit intimidated though by big birds. They sort of freak me out a little bit, just because they're so big. I'm okay with budgies. My brother used to breed budgies in our back garden. My dad had built an aviary for him, and yeah. And quails. And the baby quails are just so tiny. And they could literally walk through the chicken wire fencing. So, you know, my dad had to put up some other wiring. The only problem was the dog we had did decide that those quails kind of looked like lunch. And yeah. So she broke into there one day, and yeah. So that was the end of my brother's quail egg business. But yeah, never mind. I mean, you can't blame the dog, and they don't know. They don't know what you're trying to do. This is going to take me forever. I mean, it's not grown very much. I don't know. I wonder how I'm going to do. It's got a big smiley face. I've got to do black, like, lines on it too, because that's what the photo's got, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I might have to do the top half with a needle and thread. I've got some DMC silk somewhere, so I'll use that. And I'll do that. But anywho, after this, I'll be making my next knitting YouTube tutorials, because we're progressing from garter stitch. We're progressing from just cast on and knitting. I'm going to show people how to purl, and once we've learned how to purl, we're going to learn stockinette stitch. I think it's the next stitch. Then we'll probably need to learn some increases and decreases. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. But anyway. Well, thanks for visiting, everybody. It's been nice chatting with you. But my time is almost up with you today. And I do need to get some other stuff done. So I will say take care. And I will see you next time.